Hey, Coach, wrapping up the homestand against former conference rival of Bowling Green, team that's had a bit of success under one of your old assistants, Chris Bergeron. What do you expect to see out of them on Saturday?
Well, first and foremost, I think Bowling Green's as good a team as we're going to play all year. They play hard. They're deep up front. Their decore's very mobile and pretty good goaltending. So I think it's safe to say that they're right up there with any team that we've played all year, and it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us, and we have to be ready to go.
Last weekend against Duluth, you get a very hard-earned tie and get 2 points on a Friday night. Saturday gets away from you a little bit, but seemed structurally and chemistry-wise that seemed a pretty good step forward at a lot of times defensively. And I know you talked last week about trying to establish that real grinding defensive identity. Was that a step forward in that direction, even if the weekend didn't end?
Yeah, I think Friday. I think it's safe to say that that's probably true. Saturday, obviously, we gave up 5 goals, and maybe on the score sheet it doesn't look like that. But I thought we did a pretty good job all weekend of limiting Duluth's chances. It's probably the least amount of shots that they've had all season on Saturday night, even though they won the game. It's not really any kind of consolation for us. Uh, when you give up 6 shots in the second period, give up 2 goals, that's probably not a good thing. And when you only generate 4 shots, you're not going to win many games. So, again, kind of been our story all year of taking a step forward and then either staying in neutral or maybe taking a half step back. So we got to get back to focus on keeping the game simple again and making sure that we're doing what we need to do to get better every day and go from there.
When margins are as tight as they've been for this team, obviously special teams can kind of play an added importance. The penalty killing has been outstanding all year. I know the power play was in a little bit of a slump, but did get a goal late in one of the power plays. How can that be a bit of a confidence boost of, okay, we can execute this year, or is still a little work to do?
I just think it's all part of our system. Whether you talk about special teams or D zone or forecheck or offensive zone play, it's all part of the same thing. It's the mentality, it's the mindset that you go into it with it. And, I thought at times we were good this past weekend. At times we weren't. The penalty killing has been great all year, and that's because you have that mentality that you're already down, and they've done a great job with it. So we've got to bring that same mentality to the rest of our game.
With as many close games as a team has played, and as many games as a team has been able to grab a lead early, what's that kind of missing ingredient to playing with lead and being able to build on those leads that you've talked about kind of ad nauseum over the last couple of months of just continuing to push the envelope a little bit when you've got that lead and extend?
The issue isn't exactly finding the right answer for that. It's just a matter of continuing to play the same way, and that's what we've been talking about the last few months here. And when you get that first goal, you really have to continue to play the same way. You can't let off the gas. Hockey is a game of momentum. If you gain the momentum and you keep playing the same way, and you get to a point where you force the opposing team to come out of their game plan, then it's an advantage to you. If you keep the game close and you keep the team where they don't have to come out of their game plan, then things happen, and then all of a sudden they get a break or a bounce here or a bounce there or a power play here, and all of a sudden the momentum shifts the other way, and that's where you have to try to regain it. And at times we've done a good job of doing that, and at times we haven't. And the times that we haven't, obviously it's cost us dearly. And we're still a team that's growing and understanding that concept, but we're not there yet. So we keep working hard. The attitude's real good. The energy's been good. It's not like we're not trying to play well. We're out there working hard. It's just a matter of executing and making sure that we stay focused the entire game and pay attention to detail the entire game.
Last bit, this home-and-home series with Bowling Green kind of separated out by a month. Normally, team used to playing these 2 games, Friday and Saturday. As far as maybe being able to be a little more aggressive and not necessarily having to pace yourself. Not that you're like holding anything back from a Friday, but when you don't have that second game, how much how much more of a push can you really put on in that first game, knowing that you don't have to, you're playing 60 minutes on the weekend instead of 120.
I don't think that's irrelevant to us. You're playing the game like it's your last game every day, every night. There's no such thing as leaving it for the next night. They have one game as well. They're a good team. They're going to come out hard. They're going to be in your face. They're well coached. That to me is not. It's a non-factor. That's not something we think about. That's not the mindset that we play with. We've never played with that mindset. And we're not going to start now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.